There are some things that other rideshare drivers do that really get on my nerves. Let's discuss. Alright, I have a list of 5 primary things, so let's just jump right into it. Number 1 is blocking roadways or just general unawareness, especially at airports. Downtown, drivers will just be slowly meandering in the middle lane of a 3-lane road looking for their passenger's pickup location, and obviously the best thing to do is just have your 4-ways on, be in that right lane if you do need to actually slowly look for the pickup location. Also, entryways at apartments or medical facilities, there'll be room for 2 cars. One of those lanes is for cars to bypass, and one of those lanes is where you can park, and oftentimes drivers will park right in the middle so no cars can get by, but especially at the airport. Here we have 2 terminals. We have Terminal 1, Terminal 2. Terminal 2 is less busy, it's a smaller pickup area, and it can get really bottlenecked by drivers that decide that they need to stop at the very entry to that pickup area. Whenever I personally get to that pickup area, I always try to drive to the end. It's not very big. Passengers need to walk like 20 feet. Drivers need to be aware, and they don't need to stop right at the entryway just because their passenger is right there. The passenger can walk 20 feet so you can get out of the way for other drivers. Also, at our main terminal, Terminal 1, it's a much bigger pickup area, and drivers will pick up passengers where they're not supposed to, on the curb, and blocking other drivers from exiting the airport. The thing to remember at airports is they're very busy. There's specific spots to pick up passengers. Passengers should come to you, not the other way around. Number 2 is accepting requests and then taking their sweet time to get to a passenger. I hear this from passengers a lot. A driver will accept their request, and then they'll be looking at the app and they'll see that the driver hasn't made any progress in like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I've even heard of passengers telling me that the driver will accept their request and then they'll start driving in the complete opposite direction and won't be going to pick them up. I don't know if this is a way to trick the cancellation system to have the passenger cancel and get a cancellation fee, but I do know that you need to show that you're making progress towards a passenger in order to get those cancellation fees if the passenger cancels. And I get it, a lot of passengers don't have consideration for our time and they'll make us wait at the pickup location when we arrive, but when I accept the request personally, I almost immediately want to be heading to that passenger's pickup location. Alright, and number 3 is just a generally uncomfortable environment. I've taken Ubers and Lyfts as a passenger where I've gotten into a vehicle that smells, it's messy, there's stuff in the trunk. Also, aggressive driving. My wife and I got a ride from the airport last year. We got into the vehicle, it had a strong smell, and also this driver was very heavy on the brake, very heavy on the gas. It was about a 20-minute ride. When we got home, my wife felt like she was going to get sick. It's not difficult to keep a clean car. Don't have a bunch of stuff in your car. Don't have stuff in your trunk. Don't have like 6 air fresheners in your vehicle, and just drive smoothly. Alright, and number 4 is no signage on their vehicle or just sloppily putting the signage wherever. Here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, we're required to have emblems on both our front and rear windshields. Some drivers don't have these emblems at all. Some drivers will put them in weird spots. At least the drivers that put them in weird spots have the emblems. Some drivers will put these emblems on the outside of their vehicle, which again, at least they have the emblem, but that emblem is probably not going to last too long. It's really easy to order these emblems when you first become a driver. I've had my emblems for like 8 years now on both Lyft and Uber. Riders always want to confirm the vehicle make and model and license plate first, but those emblems are also another way for them to identify your vehicle. Alright, and number 5, and this is mainly an online issue, but it's constant complaining with no substance or reasoning. Yes, I personally have issues with both Uber and Lyft, and I voice those complaints, but it's not all complaints. There is no problem with complaining and raising concerns, but when it is constant, when it is incessant, when you're not thinking about anything else but just complaining, then again, Uber and Lyft are probably the ones to blame for this. They created this environment, they created the upfront fare environment where the algorithm is completely broken, but I know many drivers still complain about driving that have completely left rideshare. We'll get a lot of comments on the channel with commenters saying that their main point of advice is just to quit driving for Uber and Lyft, and if these drivers have quit driving for Uber and Lyft, I'm wondering why they're still watching the videos. But again, by all means, when you have genuine concerns, raise them. But when it's constant complaining with no substance, you're just yelling into the void. Alright, so those are my 5 things, but what about all of you? Do these things annoy you as much as they annoy me? Or are there other obvious things that I should have included? If you've yet to download the Solo app to help you manage your rideshare business and earn more, our referral link is in the description. We also have a free newsletter, and the link to sign up for that is in the description as well. If you've yet to watch my previous video on 5 things that I will do for passengers but don't really want to, be sure to check that one out. Thanks again for watching and drive safe. Thanks.